Welcome back to another episode of Ravens Roundtable. Week 7, same guest, same hot fire. So let's get right into it because we're coming off a 23-20 victory over the Browns, even though it don't really feel like a victory. But let's get into it, get this roundtable going, and hopefully get to your questions at the end. First, I'm going to bring in the newest superstar of the YouTube, OTR Mike. What's good, Mike?
What's up? What's up, people? Let's do it.
Hey, I want to make sure I do this newly dropped today, correct?
Yeah.
First 3 episodes.
Yeah, well, it's you can say that. I mean, one episode we broke into 2 parts. The one I had with my OTR fellas. So you want to know what happened with the group? That's the episode you want to peep.
Got you. I'm bringing in Hendo next. What up, Hendo?
What's going on? Thank you for having me.
Good to be here. Where they can find you at?
You can find me at Ravens Online on Gatekeepers on YouTube every Sunday night at 7 p.m. doing a live stream. Also, I need y'all to hop on, sign up to open mic with OTR Mike. Listen, before the stream is over, I need at least 7 of y'all to get in there. We are at 43 subscribers. We need to get that 50. We need to hit that 50 before the stream is over.
That'll be love.
Next, we're bringing in Jose and B from Lunch Break Hot Take. What's good, fellas?
Yes. What's going on, Coach? And I was going to echo their sentiments. We need at least 50 for Mikey by the end of this stream. Hendo helped us with the intro. You know, we've been putting in some work. Lots of work went into this podcast. So go and support it. You're gonna love it.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to the page now, and I'm gonna just put the link in the chat box, and I'm gonna pin it.
That's what's up.
In fact, if I put the link in there, Hendo, you pin it because you got a wrench too. I think all y'all got a wrench from me. I don't know if y'all knew it or not.
No.
Appreciate y'all, man.
There we go.
Old man gamers are now subscribed. That channel don't exist no more. That's all right.
Of course it does.
It's still
There's a
there.
video on there.
Still
There's a
there for
video
the
on there.
support.
There we go. Now I got to pin it, and we're gonna get started.
And I want to give a shout out to Chris, who's not here with us. Get well, brother.
Yeah, get well, Chris. Appreciate that. I was gonna do that, but I got sidetracked with Mike.
I got you, Coach. I got you.
Appreciate it. That's what teamwork make the dream work.
Exactly.
Teamwork make the dream work.
What's going on, Flock Nation?
All right, pin message. All right, there we go. So we good. We Gucci now. Make sure this down. See. All right. First things first. Quarterbacks. Let's talk about Lamar. 9 for 16, 140 yards. Is that correct?
120 yards.
120 yards. 9 for 16, 120 yards.
And Coach, before you go any further, I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Mike is over 50 already.
Y'all are awesome.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all.
You know what? We
Everybody.
might as well just get it to 100.
Hey,
Might as well get it to 100.
It takes a click. That's all.
Everybody come through. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't do that. So when we switch topics, we're gonna make sure we tell the new people that's coming in to go do that.
Indeed.
And it is pinned, so y'all go ahead and click that, subscribe, and then come your butt right back. It's like
right.
Come right back. Go
Right
subscribe
back.
and come right back.
If you're on your phone, you don't even have to navigate away.
Exactly. All right. So now we're gonna talk about QB play. Again, 9 for 16, 120 yards. Hendo, you can start with Lamar's play this week.
Listen, I think Lamar's play was decent. You know, he made some throws. That one throw to Duvernay, pinpoint on the money. I just think that we aren't using them correctly. And like the truth says, 2 drops. My only problem with Lamar, I've said before, is he needs to know when to throw the ball away. Like, stop being Superman on every play, and he'll take less sacks. Because I don't want him getting hit as much, because you just never know when it's going to be that one that's going to take him out of the game. But overall, I mean, he did what he needed to do for this game. I think he played well.
B?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably give him like a C+. I mean, the game was fine. I don't think he made any big mistakes. He had a couple of nice throws. Obviously he had the 51 rushing yards, something like that. So he like Hendo said, he did what he needed to do, but there weren't really a lot of plays out there to be made.
All right, Jose.
Yeah, the stats don't show it, but I think he did a fairly decent job. I'll give him probably like a solid B, just because I think the games where he looked really bad, especially like last week, I think he was just trying to force something that wasn't there. and he did exactly what I wanted him to do this week, which is, look, if it's not there, don't try to force anything. Take what they give you, But like Hendo said, don't take those sacks. Learn to throw the ball away. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but I mean, he did what he needed to do. Every yard, it wasn't a lot, but every yard that he got, we needed. Right? They were critical pickups. So no, solid job.
Mike?
Yeah, I agree. I'll give him a B minus. I mean, I think there's some few things he left out there, but again, I think somebody said in the chat, One Sessions 27 said, I think he said he was told to manage the game, and that's what he did. I mean, no turnovers, so that's always a good thing. I think as much as it, the few things he left out there, couple shakes here and there, and you looking at a few big plays. I think on the batted pass, that was going to be a big play because I think Duvernay was open. He was coming open. And then on the sweep on the toss play he ran, I think there was a missed block or two on a player, and that would have been a bigger play there. But look, you let the man throw 16 times, you ain't gonna see much. If you was looking for big plays, you're not gonna see much out of that.
Yeah. I got a little conspiracy theory, and if I didn't do this personally in my life, I wouldn't even thought about it.
Okay,
but there was a time when I would call plays, and y'all know I'm a low to high person. Well, the QB kept throwing the deep ball, and so to protect the defense and the whole offense, I started running the ball way more than I should have. Now, I don't know if that's what's going on in that situation, but just reflecting on my experiences as an OC and not getting what I wanted out of the QB, that may or may not be going on, be a reason we ran it 44 times and only threw it 16. And there was a throw or two where I felt like Lamar should have let it rip on a deep ball, and he just held on to it and I don't know if he got a sack. He got some yards on it, but he almost got sacked. There was a throw they had two tight ends set. One tight end crossed the field, the other ran the seam. He should have hit the seam, but he didn't. He held on to it, and I think he may have got some yards rushing, but he leaving throws out there. But overall, I give him a C because he was reduced to a game manager yesterday. So, how y'all think about that theory, though?
Hey, I mean that's great insight. I think clearly they're not on the same page, Lamar and the coaching staff, right? I think that's been that way for a couple of years. If we're being honest. And yeah, it could be one of those things where, yeah, they're saying, okay, we're going to run the ball more because you're trying to do too much with it. And he's thinking, I need to do this stuff, otherwise we're not going to win these games, right? Because he almost gave away that game. We'll talk about the rest of the team in a minute, but yeah, I think that's the issue. He feels like he has to do more in order for them to win, and they feel like all he has to do is manage the game, and the rest will work itself out. Now they're wrong, but I think that is how they feel.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of a thing you see a lot when you're talking about coaches versus players. Mm-hmm. The coaches say, hey, we have our game plan, we have our scheme, and if you follow it, good things are going to happen. We're going to win games, right? And players are like, I throwing it to Pat Ricard 7 times. Right. This is the same kind of thing that happened in Carolina. For years, they talked about how Cam couldn't throw short. He couldn't take, he wouldn't take the easy stuff. He wouldn't take the dump offs until Christian McCaffrey showed up, and then he threw it. He took the dump off constantly, and he was completing 68% of his passes. Right. I'm not throwing it to Mike Tolbert. Get somebody who can make a play there, and I'll throw the ball to them. And I think you kind of see the same thing with Lamar. Lamar throws the ball to Mark Andrews first and second, and then he'll throw it to Bateman and Duvernay. And anybody else is an absolute last resort. So if you want to change his throwing habits, you got to change the talent around him.
True. I'm with you on that, B. No, a lot of times I think B just be going hard against the Ravens, but I'm 100% with him on that one.
He speaks the truth.
Right.
The truth we don't want to hear.
Yeah, true. But I spoke on Lunch Break Hot Take and Ravens on Gatekeepers about that. I thought that ratio was a little too drastic for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you got to run heavy, game plan in for the game, and you obviously the point of that is to run more than you pass, but that drastic of a ratio, I thought that was odd. I didn't think about it that way, Coach, but it's something to that.
Now, keep in mind it's 16 to 44, but it really ain't 16 to 44 because some of those passes turned into runs.
Right.
So that's probably like a 5 to 10 play window where they were actually passes called and nobody was open or he just decided to run. So
and a few sacks as well.
What'd you say, Hendo?
That's still not good.
It's still a huge difference, though. It's still a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, what's up with Lamar and going to the line and audibling? Or is it just you saying
he don't do it, or
to me it feels like that he doesn't do it as much. He looks at his wristband and whatever's called he goes with. Now to me it's just I'm not gonna say that he may not care. He's just like, I'm gonna run what you call.
Right.
And we see what happens. Right.
Look, man, the vote ain't that big, right? He's just like, all right, let's audible to. All right, let's just run the play.
But a lot of times he don't get the play till 8-9 seconds left.
But they started the year off. They started the year off better. In the beginning, they started off so well, but
adjustments, man. When teams make adjustments and we can't make adjustments, that's what happens.
But how hard is it to have your play ready?
And you can see that. You can see his frustration out there sometimes where he's out there like, you know what I'm saying? Like
come on.
He's waiting on a play. And then there was one play. I can't pinpoint. I don't know if it was when they went for it on 4th down or if it was a 3rd and long or something like that. And he kind of went like this to the sideline, like, man, but it wasn't like stay over there. It was kind of like, man, whatever. That type of deal. Like, I'm not, whatever you saying, I'm not listening to. So it's something there, man. It's definitely. I don't know if you saw the clip that somebody. I don't know if the dude was secretly taping him or whatever. When he went out the night afterwards, and he asked him like, "What's up with these play calls?" And he was like, "You gotta ask Greg Roman." And
so was that actually him?
Yeah, that was him.
Yes,
okay.
that was him.
I saw the clip, but I wasn't sure that was actually him.
Yeah.
Was that him coming out of that wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That
so
man just is out and about.
It's a disconnect somewhere there. Big time.
For those that don't know, he wasn't invited to the wedding. I think he went to dinner at the place they were having like the reception or party or whatever, and he kind of made his way over there.
Yeah.
And he took pictures with everybody.
All right. Once he went over there, he kind of knew. You should have known that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Wedding over.
Right. At least the spotlight off the bride is on Lamar now. We got a 5 from Marco G. Did they just score again?
Nah.
The Ravens way, where wins feel like losses and losses feel like they should have been wins. We need more convincing wins. I could agree, but I'll take wins, period.
Yeah,
at this point. Take wins, period. And if we get better each week, I'll take that. Free Wi-Fi donated 5. He said, I'm not gonna lie, if we get Judy, and Lamar has no wide receiver lineup. What? So Lamar has no wide receiver.
He's saying the narrative that Lamar has no wide receivers needs to stop.
Oh, okay.
Listen, Jerry Judy isn't like he ain't no world breaker or anything. Right? Like let's why do we want the minimal amount of help for our quarterback, yo? Like Jerry Judy, where would you rank Jerry Judy amongst wide receivers? He's not even playing that well right now.
Higher than Duvernay.
There's a reason he's available right now, though.
Yeah,
right.
And, that's not to say he's a bad player. I think Baltimore should be going after him, but yeah, he's not on that top tier of receivers
or second tier.
Yeah, if you're going to add Jerry Judy, I mean, I think that's a good piece, but you still have a little more work to do in the wide receiver core.
Most definitely.
But I think that would be great for
you. Run Jerry Judy, Bateman, Duvernay, Deshaun Jackson, and Isabella. Hey,
come on, coach.
Hey,
stop it.
I didn't add my boy. I restrained from adding my boy.
We need a missing. Where is this person shirt for Andy Isabella?
Who will design that shirt?
I don't know, but we need it because he been here. Listen, if Jackson suits up Thursday and Isabella doesn't, that's another thing. Something going on because he been here way long. He been here longer than or just as long as JPP. And JPP played that same week.
Shoot, Chris McCaffrey played this week.
I'm about to say, Brian,
Yeah.
when did Chris get traded? Christian get traded?
Tuesday, wasn't it?
And he's played Sunday?
He
He had
played.
2 days of practice. Like, I'll get out there.
Exactly.
But that's
Brandon
because Christian
said,
can play though.
y'all see the Pivot podcast on Sunday morning where Lamar DM RC and told him don't mention his mom again. Lamar got some fight. Ryan Clark.
Really?
I ain't see that.
What did he say about his mom?
I think Ryan be mentioning that Lamar's mom is his agent. So I don't think he'd be saying. Well, I don't think he'd be saying it maliciously, but
I don't think so either. But
everything I've heard Ryan Clark say about Lamar has been pretty complimentary. Yeah.
But
He had a moment last week when if Lamar wants that type of money, he can't do this. He can't. He had a little moment.
Oh, okay.
No.
Following that loss to the Giants. So, but I didn't see that.
Don't get sensitive, eh? Don't get sensitive.
Listen. First of all, he done been in Baltimore for too long.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't play by our mama, you don't do that.
No, but I'm saying he don't. Ryan
Facts.
don't talk negative towards his mama though.
But sometimes
it's just mentioning, I guess.
But sometimes your frustration is directed towards probably the last thing that you see. It's just built up from the frustration of the play calling, the contract situation, everybody just talking about him daily. And then you turn on the TV or you go on YouTube and you see somebody, and the first thing you hear is Lamar's mama, and then you sit there like. It just is. It may be a culmination of things.
It's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Right.
All right. So let's go to I think I normally have running backs left. I think running back play. So Gus came back, had 16 carries, 66 yards, and we had a. Do we want to consider this a running back play for Lamar? We want to add him to that too.
He was lined up at running back, I guess.
I got a text message saying right after that run, I got a text message saying this man can't escape the stigma. I like, what you mean? They just tossed the ball to him. You ain't see that? It was a trick play. Come on, bro.
They needed half a yard on that play too.
Right. I was happy. I was shocked, honestly. I was shocked that Roman was creative enough to build on a play. That's what shocked me.
I was disgusted. What if they blew that play up?
Mm-hmm.
You blew up your quarterback. You only needed a half a yard. Like, hand the ball off.
Right.
Or just let him sneak it.
Yeah.
Like he been doing.
That's not.
Or hand it off to Mark. Mark got Mark got more rushing yards than he did receiving yards.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Mark with the running backs.
I'll go a different way with that, Coach. I'm not going to say that he was creative enough to give Lamar the ball. I'm going to say he needs to be creative enough to give somebody else the ball sometimes.
How about that?
Like you rely on Lamar in every one of them situations. Don't pitch the ball to your quarterback. I shouldn't have to say to an NFL offensive coordinator not to pitch the ball to his quarterback, right? But don't do that.
Oh, I forgot to do this. Everybody that's new, the pin comment, go click it, subscribe to what is it?
Open mic with OTR Mike.
Open mic with OTR Mike. Subscribe and bring your butt right back.
And shout out to
100.
Shout out to Brandon Basil. Brandon Basil, absolutely right there. He says, I forgot we're supposed to cash app that money, not super chat. Cash app is a super duper chat. Okay. So salute. Yes. Please hit up that cash app. Okay.
Yep.
You really
cash
want
app, $sign IvanEvans.
There you go.
Brandon, we got that. We got our shout out for Mike. Let's go on with the running backs. Hendo.
Listen, I know that there are some that feel that, Gus Edwards is just another guy, but I like him. Like, he runs hard. He did more than JK did when he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was expecting that pitch count, and Gus just came in running hard. Now, we all know that the run game is predicated on Lamar Jackson, and without him, none of this really works. But Lamar, I just think that Gus played really hard. He earned every yard that he got.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if Gus hadn't played, I think we'd have lost. Because Kenyon Drake, it wasn't his day.
No.
Like the theme of the video I did on Gus today is fall forward. Because that's what he did.
And that's all he
fall forward. Fall forward. That was one play where he made like the defensive tackle in the hole, and no other back we had would have got out of that tackle. So shook it and fell forward for another 5 yards.
It wasn't wide open.
No, it wasn't.
He broke some tackles.
Had to.
That's not what I heard.
Had to. What you hear? I want to know what you heard. My ear ain't been to the street.
I just heard I just heard he was running through wide open lanes all day long, untouched.
Oh, well, there's a video out there on my channel that can prove otherwise.
Is that right?
It is what it is. It is what it is. Mike, running backs.
Man, look, shout out to Gus, man. Coming back off an injury, there was no kid gloves on him. I thought that there would be. I thought they would slow walk him in, carry here and there. I was shocked at the beginning to even see that he was starting. But man, he played well, man. All things considered, coming off a major injury like that. I was happy to see him back. I mean, he's that one running back that we have, even prior to the injury, that basically was a guaranteed, no loss. I've never seen him really take a loss on a negative yard on a play or anything like that. Like you said, Coach, he falls forward, but man, he played hard, man. Shout out to him. Justice was looking okay until that last moment with the fumble. But hopefully he's not too far in the doghouse, because I think Justice has been playing well this year. We're gonna need him, obviously. So overall, I think the running back group was solid. All shouts to Gus, though. Gus held us down out of the backfield. Justice did his thing in the pass game. And Justice, as a pass pro, him protecting out of the backfield, I don't know if he gets enough props for how well he does that. But as a blocker, he's really, really good at that. So
he chipped the heck out of somebody, boy.
Yes, it knocked him off his feet. Like John can't put him too far in that doghouse. That's all. He got to forget that one. He got to let that one go.
Hey, I think so. I think you got to let that one go.
You will never see Gus carry another full quarter ball again.
Justice?
Justice will never carry that ball in the fourth quarter again.
What I like about Gus is he took his time. You didn't see him trying to, finagle his way back on the field. He took his time, and he seems like if he ain't 100, he close to it. He seemed like it, because he never really had he had them long strides, so it always looked like he moving slow. But then when you get beside him, you realize how big and how powerful he is. So that's kind of, and when he moved, he don't make cuts. He's like he slither left and right. And that way he'll never really take a big hit, and then he just fall forward. I was like,
what was it, that 2019 season? Like, he just showed up to camp just all yoked up. Like he made a full body transformation in one season. Like, he showed up to one camp, like, yo, who was that? Right?
I think it was 20. It was 20 or
2020. Yeah.
One of them two.
Yeah.
He went from the bus, like somebody said, he went from the bus to the tank.
Yeah.
Running backs. I'm missing running backs.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that it was great to see Gus back out there. He had a nice game. I said he was the offensive player of the game before, but I guess I have to apologize to Hendo up here. I'm sorry for saying that arguably the third best running back on the team is just the guy who gets what's blocked. I mean, y'all out here acting like this was Barry Sanders in his prime or something. He had 4 goddamn yards of carry.
You always know how to kill somebody's joy.
What? No, Hendo. No, man.
Barry had 4 yards of carry in some games.
and you know what we said? You know what we said? We said, "What's wrong with Barry?"
Yeah.
No, but I thought Gus played well. It was great to see him back out there. Justice, I mean, I agree with y'all that Harbaugh should let that go, but I agree with him. I don't think he's going to.
He's too petty.
Kenyon's been up and down. He tried, but I think overall the running backs played pretty well.
Yeah, it's tough to get a head of steam going the way they sporadically gave carries to everybody but Gus. That's how you get a running back going the way they did the way they did Gus in that first half. But everybody else just gonna get sporadic carries and expect you to get 7-8 yards when you get 1 carry, 2 carries, and you out for a whole quarter. That playing running back just don't work like that, because you got to get a feel for what the O-line doing and what the defensive, how they playing stuff, and it's tough to do that on 1-2 carries. Then you out for a quarter, then you come back for 1 carry, and you out for another quarter. It's tough to do that. That's why I think Gus had the better game, because they let him get those 3 carries off the bat. He got a feel for what was going on, and he was able to kind of maneuver some stuff. But what I don't like about the running backs is my camera died. I did have it on all day making videos. What I don't like about the running backs is Other than Justice, I didn't see great pass pro. I didn't see great pass. Even though it was on the 16 pass, I didn't see great pass pro.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else got a say so about the running backs?
Yeah, I just want to add to your sentiments about how Gus took his time coming back. But again, like, yeah, I mentioned it yesterday. Did they rush JK back? I know he was asking to get back on the field. He pushed for it, but you're the coaching staff, right? Like, give him a snap count. I mean, they did have him on snap count, but if he's not ready, he's not ready. Like, don't rush it back. And I think that's the difference from what we've seen in JK and what we see in Gus now. Gus just took his time, and yeah, I agree. He looked full speed, right? Looked like there's nothing holding him back. And they're different style runners too. I think Gus is more of a straightforward type of a back, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it paid off, and I'm glad to have him back.
But they were using Gus on some outside zone stuff, which I don't think fits his style.
Right.
But for what Cleveland was doing, bringing those two guys off the edge, one for the runner and one for the quarterback, I think Roman switching to outside and inside zone kind of helped the run game too. Even though Gus is not really suited for that, but it helped the run game because they were chasing stuff down from behind easily. And if Lamar would have pulled it, they had somebody there waiting on him too.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to wide receivers. But before we move on to wide receivers, there's a pinned comment up there. If you're new to the stream, go click that pinned comment and subscribe to one more time.
Open mic.
Open mic.
I was trying to set Mike up.
My man. Open mic with OTR Mike. Look, everybody that subscribed and everybody that will subscribe, I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, trying to get him to 100 subs before the night over with.
We're currently at 60.
60? All right, we got 40 more to go.
40 more.
Nice.
We're going to get it. We're going to get it. If I can find what I'm looking for on this old camera here. Oh, there we go.
You mentioned wide receivers. Boo! Oh, wait.
Let's start with wide receivers then. Go ahead. Go ahead, B.
All right, I'm looking here. Obviously I had Bateman. He had the 4 catches out of his 5 targets. Duvernay had a couple catches. Both of them had 42 yards. And that is it for the wide receivers. Again, they only threw the ball 16 times. Duvernay, he had that really nice catch very, very early on in the game, but it was a nice play. Bateman, he had the one drop, not a really impactful drop. I mean, it was just going to be Justin Tucker kicking the field goal, and with Justin, it doesn't matter if it's 20 yards or 65. So didn't really make a whole lot of difference there. But it's kind of hard to give them much of a grade when you went into the game saying we're not going to throw the ball.
Right.
I thought that Bateman played all right, considering he had the one nice play earlier where he caught it, turned and ran. So I mean, I would give those two guys a solid B. I think there weren't any other receivers who were even targeted in the game, I believe. So kind of incomplete for the rest of them.
Receivers and tight ends. We had the drop by
Oliver
in the end zone because the DB didn't even touch the ball. Oliver just dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
Had dropped by Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
Won every game.
On that same drive where Oliver dropped the ball, Bateman had a chance to score. He didn't catch the ball clean though, right? Like he caught it. It looked like it was falling down. And then he kind of cradled it and fell down to make sure he held onto the ball and he stopped short of the goal line. But again, man, like incomplete. That's the only grade you can give him. You can't like incomplete. Like it doesn't matter how good you are. You're gonna have drops. You're not gonna be perfect, but you got to have the opportunities to really go out there and show out. And they didn't get that.
I'm gonna give him a C.
Somebody's stat line was 0 catches, 0 yards. Then there was another guy out there who had 2 catches for about 20 yards. Which one is which?
First one is Andrews, and the second one is Ricard.
Yes.
That's why I gave them a C, because listen, you had Pat Ricard out there dictating coverage. He was going in motion. He was bringing the safety up. Like, listen, that man was out there doing his wide receiver thing.
Hey, if Pat Ricard have a Fitbit on, that thing will blow up. All that motion back and forth he do, boy.
Sure.
And the defense don't even react to his motion no more. He going motion at that point, like, there you go.
Man, somebody gotta call EDC and tell him to do his job.
Why?
Yeah.
Because Pat Ricard.
Why?
That's why.
We don't want to win. What do we care?
We just want to be competitive.
Right. We
Want to be
want
competitive.
to look like.
Go ahead, Mike.
Shout out to Brent too. I appreciate you subscribing, man. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to speak on this group. Y'all already know. I'm hard on 7. And he tends to prove me correct. So we can't have him dropping the ball. I'm gonna try to be positive, right? Because we gotta win. we can't have him dropping the ball like that. We just can't. I'm
not laughing at you, Mike.
Some people are saying like, "Oh, it wouldn't be a first down." I don't care. Catch the ball. Now, if we what ended up saving him, right? Because this would have been a totally different conversation if we had a different kicker, right? Because that catch would have gave us 7-8 yards, and to a kicker, that's gold. But we got a Hall of Famer, we got the GOAT, so it makes it look like it's nothing.
Right.
But just think about it that way. We can't have those drops. Oliver's playing he's in good graces right now with the offensive staff. They're liking Oliver right now. He's getting a lot of snaps. He can't drop that ball. He got to be strong with the ball right there. Every catch is contested, right? In NFL. Like it's so if you get an open pass and it's uncontested, that's great, but that's not the norm. So he got to be strong with the ball right there.
And like I said, like you said, I can see if the DB had touched it while he just dropped it. The DB missed completely.
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, I guess an incomplete for the wide receiver. Incomplete grade for the wide receiver.
They didn't have a body of work for the game.
Right.
They didn't have a body of work. I
left
anybody off for receivers.
And Chinwoo, I guess he is doing his best. You are right. I love your positivity, Chinwoo.
His best isn't good enough.
That is true. He's doing his best. It ain't good.
Yeah, it's not personal, Greg. I mean, nobody up here saying he out here sandbagging it or anything. Just they need a better offensive coordinator.
The funny thing is the little wrinkles he's doing now, they should have went in 2020.
2013.
Yes. He would have been able to put more wrinkles in 2021, and then maybe he full Super Saiyan by now. But now he's just not starting to put wrinkles in.
Yeah,
I got a question. Has Boyle been playing?
Boyle's wasting
who's that?
roster spot.
All right, because I heard some people say, yeah, Boyle was in there for like 7 or 8 plays. I haven't seen Boyle all year.
I didn't see his name on that snap chart this morning. It might have been on it, but I don't remember seeing it.
I seen him on special teams.
Did you?
Oh, that may be where the snaps come in at then.
We can't be playing
as well as in the game. Like normal offense, I can see.
Where's Waldo on offense?
But also to sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was gonna say on punt coverage, he was in there. I noticed him in there.
I was just saying one last thing on Greg Roman. I mean, what are you really expecting him to do when you take pieces away? I mean, you had Hollywood, and if you had Hollywood and Bateman and Andrews, then you could expect him to put something together. But you took away Hollywood and you did not replace him. So I mean, we talk down on Greg Roman a lot, but like you got to give him something to work with.
Yeah,
True
that. This question, and I know this is gonna kind of contradict Mike a little bit. Because Mike been giving Duve his props.
Right.
Do we legitimately have?
No.
I don't think so. A number one guy.
What?
No.
I don't know. No.
Do we legitimately have? And I figured that would be no. Do we legitimately have a number 2 guy?
No.
I was about to say, I'm not even sure if we have a number 2, but yes, Bateman is that. I think Bateman is that. He's hurt right now. He's recovering from injury. I think he's a solid number 2 right now. Could be a number 1. He could develop into that, but he's not number 1 right now. But everything else is far away from a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, and Mike
it's bad that you got talent at quarterback like that, and he really don't have much to throw to. They took away Andrews, and it's basically like, well, since I can't throw it to Andrews, we're not throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, look, shameless plug. We got a short lunch break. We got a YouTube short out there where Mikey breaks down every wide receiver that Lamar has ever played with. It is not a good list.
That's
Mikey, you had me believing too. You had me believing in Duvernay.
No, but I mean, listen.
No, bro. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm like, you know what?
He's outside. You take 8 out of the picture. He's the team MVP right now. I think so.
True
I
that.
mean, for special
he's doing some everything.
Do you have an MVP on a team that would be 0-7?
Well, everyone has it. You know, just like the MLB do. Just like MLB does. Every team gets an all-star. So
and real quick, because we mentioned Justin Tucker, we don't ever give him a grade. He gets an A+ every week.
Well, yeah.
Justin Tucker's the MVP.
Take 8 and 9 out, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. Tucker he can be the MVP. He might be the MVP with 8 there.
You take 8 out, Tucker can win the 6 games.
So Justin Roberts said Bateman is the number 1. Tell me what number 1 receiver in the league drops a pass every game. Because when Hollywood did it one time, y'all killed him. I don't hear y'all saying nothing about Bateman. And
you only say that because he got drafted by us in the first round. That's the only reason you say that. You wouldn't know who he was if he was playing like this on any other team.
True.
Right. At all.
But
since we doing this, see if I can find it. Garnett and myself was talking about wide receivers this morning, and we named off about 40 guys that were better than the guys we got. Now, Bateman probably could crack that top 40, but Duvernay definitely. We named off 40 guys, and Duvernay wasn't in the top 40.
Was he in the top? We put the list together. Wasn't even on the horizon yet, right?
We put the list together in a matter of 10 minutes.
And that's what I've been saying about Duvernay, and a lot of props to Duvernay. He is, like I said, he's maximizing all of his opportunities. Thanks. And he's playing hard. He's playing well, but he's not skilled enough to be in the role that he's in, and that's going to hurt Baltimore if they don't do something about it. In this next week.
Hey, you just mentioned top 40. I'm looking at this Patriots game on the screen right against the Bears. Darnell Mooney is somebody coming here and easily be the number 1.
Yep.
How many of y'all even know who Darnell Mooney is?
I do.
Jacoby Myers too.
I'm talking about the chat. Yeah, Jacoby. Yeah. Jacoby Myers. And by the way, Matt Judon has 8.5 sacks on the season. Now I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It really
Make
is.
up Oway.
All right. I'm trying to find this wide receiver list, but I'll find it, put it in the chat box. But let's move on to the O-line. Move on to the O-line. 44 rushing attempts, offensive lineman's dream, so to speak. Jose, start with the O-line.
Bad, man. Like the last 2 games, they haven't looked good. I don't know what's going on with Linderbaum. Linderbaum, he might be hitting the wall a little bit. I still have faith in him. I think he's a good center. I think he's going to be just fine. But man, they were getting to Lamar early and often. So I can't look. I don't care what they do on the ground. If you're not protecting your quarterback, I can't give you any high grade. So you get a D.
B, go ahead.
Damn. I was gonna say it was a mixed bag. I thought obviously they did well in the run game for the most part, except when Kenyon Drake was on the field. I don't know what their problem with him is. But yeah, I mean, look, Lamar got sacked 3 times and he had 16 attempts. That's not 100% on the line. He held the ball a lot,
by the way, too.
Kind of, waiting for someone to get open. So it's everything affects everything else, obviously. But yeah, no, I mean there was too much pressure on Lamar. So I mean I would give them a C because they did do well in the run game and the run game won them the game.
Mm-hmm. True. Hendo.
I guess I'll give him a C. But like they said, you're allowing Lamar to take too many hits. It's too many pressures. Now they did well blocking for Gus. I think that with Kenyon Drake, he didn't take him out to dinner or something for last week's game. And it was like, we ain't blocking for you. But overall, we had to do better. I know Ronnie Stanley went out for a little while. Hopefully that's not a lingering issue. And listen, y'all $15 million man savior, Morgan Moses, hurt again. So going forward, we got to see how that affects us, especially playing on a short week Thursday night.
Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm agreeing with you, Zay, because Linderbaum, it was one play. I don't know if Lamar got sacked on that play. I think he did get sacked on that play, and he got sacked by a guy that had just signed that week.
The nose tackle.
And that guy, and he ran right through Linderbaum. So he might be hitting the wall, and I guess that's to be expected. For a young guy like that, it's some concern there. I mean, just when you think that they coming together, you'll see some things that fall apart. Moses did go out at the end. I guess Stanley was still on the pitch count because he did get taken out for a series or two, but
he was sick as well.
Right? Yeah, he was sick too. Yeah.
So he came back, and then they moved Makari back to the right. Well, on the right side once Moses went down. So, I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to get him an incomplete too, because I mean, like, it's just hard when you got 16 passes. But to your point though, Coach, a lot of some of those dropbacks were supposed to be passes, and he had to take off or whatever the case may be. So I guess that's a notch against them. But we gotta clean it up. I think it might be time for the big fella, man. The young big fella to get in there. Yeah, man, and let's see what he could do. Put him on that right side and see what he could do. So they got to shore that up though.
He didn't do horrible on the left side, even though they helped him a lot. Yeah. But he is a right tackle. He never played left. So maybe that'd be something they look into. Maybe if they had conversation.
I don't because you're not really. I mean, you're not really in contention for a Super Bowl, right? So go ahead and put him out there and let him play, let him get some experience.
Well, okay, take that out of it. What are you really missing by putting him in there and taking Morgan Moses out? Morgan Moses ain't playing well. So what are you worried about there? Like, I don't think Falele is going to do worse, right? So let him.
That's just the worry, right? Like, you put in the rookie and he plays worse, or he's inconsistent or whatever. But at this point, what does it matter?
Cleveland's hurt, Jeff J.
Yeah, I mean, and then also too,
I asked about Ben Cleveland. I was just saying Ben Cleveland was hurt.
Who is that?
Ben Baltimore. Ben Baltimore.
I will give just for in their defense, right? They were playing against Garrett and Clowney.
No.
Clowney back.
Clowney's hurt. Garrett was in a car accident with a bad shoulder. Come on, bro.
He's still Myles Garrett.
Clowney was still out there.
Stealing people shine, stealing people joy.
I know.
And Clowney, but
I don't care if Myles Garrett goes out there with one arm. I'm still scared.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I will. I'll defend them in that right, but they got to clean that up.
I mean, Clowney was out there. He sacked Lamar, and they had to pick him up.
Yeah. But I think it's because of how good Garrett and Clowney are together, and for us to have one real tackle, for them not to just go nuts, I'm okay with the performance of the O-line. I'm okay with it. I'll give them C+, B-, but that's only because you had to run on those dropbacks and he just didn't have time to throw it. Now, some of it may have been cover sacks because there were a couple of times they only rushed 3 and dropped 8, and we may have had 2 people in the route. So, who does that?
So like Brodney says, we have to be happy for less.
That's the way it's trending.
I mean,
that's the way it's trending.
That's all it's in the cupboard.
If peanut butter on thing up there, guess what you eating?
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
All right, let's go on to. We're gonna switch over to defense first, but I did find this. Let's see. Let me add it back to the stream. Now, I don't know if y'all can see it, but this is the list. And I'll run through them real quick. And so, because I can read it on my other screen.
Okay.
And there's no real order. And we just saying all 40 of these guys are better, definitely better than Duvernay. And the top 30 is probably definitely better than Bateman. So you got Diggs, Cup, Adams, Jefferson, Hill, Debo, Chase, AJ Brown, Waddle, DK Metcalf. That's 10. Mike Evans, Godwin. That's Godwin. Scary Terry, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett, Big Mike Williams, Higgins, Keenan Allen, D-Hop, Hollywood. That's 20. Pittman Jr. from the Colts.
Indianapolis.
Amon-Ra from
Detroit.
Detroit. Sutton from Denver and Judy from Denver. CD Lamb from the Cowboys. Gallup from the Cowboys. Mara Cooper, Tyler Boyd, DJ Moore, Robert Anderson. That's the top 30. You think Duvernay or Bateman better than any of those guys?
All
so
better
far?
than Duvernay. All better than Duvernay.
All right,
All better than
I'm
Bateman.
gonna go 31 through 40. Cooks, Adam Thielen, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, Brandon Ayuk, Allen Robinson, and we got Bateman at 39 and Mike Thomas at 40.
I put Chris Olave ahead of him.
But we tried not to use rookies. The only rookies
Did
we
you
used
use-
was Pickens because I was determined to use Pickens. We tried not to use rookies.
So you trying to build Bateman up by not using rookies?
We did try to give him a chance.
What about Gabriel Davis?
If you throw the rookies in there, Olave,
Gabriel Davis.
Yeah,
the
did
cat
you have Christian Kirk in there too?
I did mention Kirk, but we didn't put him on here because we got the 40 and kind of stopped.
So so what you're saying is Bateman's not even in the top 40.
Yeah,
When with y'all consensus, I'm saying that At
Yeah.
first it was just me and G, but I had one dude that scratched out. He scratched out CD Lamb and said Duvernay was better than CD Lamb.
Okay.
If you don't believe me, go look up on that thread. He scratched out. Here you go. He scratched out Jerry Jeudy, CD Lamb, Robert Anderson, and Brandon Cooks, and said that Duvernay was better than them.
He
Brandon Cooks,
Well,
the guy who's had 1,000
Well,
yards
he
with
got
like 18 different quarterbacks.
That's the consistency.
The last time he had 1,000 yards, I think I was like 19 or something like that. Like he gets 1,000 yards every year.
Wow.
Yeah. Listen, don't get me wrong. I think Bateman is going to be a phenomenal talent sooner or later, but right now it's not him. And for all of y'all screaming Bateman, come talk to me when he plays a full season.
Bateman, listen, he does show some, he got it. He got the potential to be it, but he's just right now and it's okay, right? He's young. This is his second year, but he is, for y'all that's caping for him to say he's a number one. He's not. Yeah, he is the de facto number one on this team, but he is not a legit number one. You put him anywhere else, and he's 2 or 3 on any other team right now. I feel comfortable in saying that and confident in saying that.
He's the guy who
is slow, but slow don't mean. I mean, it means something as far as after you catch the ball in the NFL. But you don't have to be fast to get open.
Does it, Coach? Cooper Kupp runs the 4.6.
Yeah,
You don't have to be fast to get open. That's what I'm saying.
You
don't have to be fast to get open.
It don't stop.
Devontae Smith wasn't on that list either.
Right.
Yeah,
he was. He was 35.
Okay.
He was 35. Yeah. But
I was saying, Bateman is the guy who has the potential, like you said, Mike, to be a number one. He has the skills. You can see the skills. But they put way too much pressure on him. They did him because it wasn't just Lamar. They did Bateman a disservice as well by getting rid of Hollywood and not doing anything at all to replace him.
Right.
You threw a guy with 12 career games in and said, "Hey, we're a Super Bowl team, and he's our number one receiver."
And I don't think none with Lamar, right? Before this year, he didn't have any games with Lamar.
He had one
or
or
two.
One or two.
I think he had a couple.
Yeah, I think too.
But he just not played his 17th game.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's finally played a whole season. One.
It has about 17 drops.
Crazy.
Miko Hardman better than Duvernay too.
I forgot about Miko.
And Juju.
I said Juju, but I didn't want to put him on there.
What?
They didn't want a guy who had 1,400 yards.
What you're saying is we push a Bateman down to the 50s.
Yep.
No, we talking about Duvernay or Bateman?
Well, we were saying Bateman could potentially be in the top 40, but Duvernay definitely not.
No.
Did you have Hunter Renfrow on there?
Hunter Renfrow.
Oh man, I forgot about Renfrow. Yep. See, we studied. We pushing him to 50 now. I hope you're watching, G.
I mean, I know he hasn't played this year, but Van Jefferson as well.
We talked about this last year, right? Me and B were ranking our wide receiver core with the rest of the league. I think we were like second to last.
Yeah,
when we went through the list.
I think they have the worst. I think they have the worst. I remember you guys doing that. I think they have the worst. It was a list that came out as well, and they were higher than like 4 or 5 teams, and I'm like, that no way.
Listen,
no way.
So last week when I watched Chicago play, and they let Justin Fields down. I was like, oh, they might be the only one. Maybe.
Yeah, that was of that list. That's the one that I was like,
But they got
I think all they got is Mooney. I think
pretty much all they have is Mooney.
Yeah.
But he let them down.
But they were rated higher than, and this is before the season, right? So I know, I know now, it kind of shows, but they were rated higher than Green Bay's group, and I'll take Green Bay's group right now over what we got right now.
True.
You take Sammy back?
Would you say that?
Would you take Sammy back?
He's not gonna play. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll take Sammy.
Yeah, he's hurt right now.
No, he plays Sunday.
We're in game 7, Coach. How many games has he played?
1. I know of.
I'm taking.
I ain't checking for Sammy.
Look, Alan Lazard alone. I take him.
True.
Yeah.
I'll take Randall Cobb.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that group over ours.
Yeah, Doug and Christian Watson.
Christian Watson. Yeah.
Yep, you're right. I take that group
running
too.
Back.
Yeah. I was say what now?
Christian Watson, the running back.
And that's why I'll point this out too. Aaron Rodgers is playing worse than Lamar.
Yep,
definitely.
Yeah.
With a better wide receiver core.
Because they ain't gonna just hand the ball off. Aaron Rodgers gonna throw the ball. He gonna check his throws.
I saw an article from it was like Boston.com or something that said Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady ain't getting no help out there.
All right, let's flip flop and go to we'll start with D-line play. Mike, start with D-line play. The interior guys.
Interior guys, man. Calais played well. The big guy, he made some plays. He forced a fumble. Did he get a sack? I think he had a sack too, right?
Yeah,
had a sack. Calais looked good. Let's see who else played. Matabike, he looked okay. I was looking for my guy Travis. I ain't really, I ain't see.
You didn't see him when he wasn't cheating against the inferior.
But
we still on that hands in the face.
But I agree. With,
we still on that one sack he got, or
I take that. That's the whole way.
I
got one sack.
Agent E though. Travis Jones is getting better.
Better than what?
But I think as a whole, I think the inside boys played well. They played well. I mean, let's keep it 100. Like Chubb didn't really get off until late in that game, but they kind of kept him. All things considered, they kept him bottled up pretty well for what he is and what he can do to us. So, I think they play. I think them inside boys play real good.
Endo?
Yeah, I have to agree with what Mike said. They play very well, and I know I joke around, but Travis Jones is holding his own, and I do think that he's getting better. Calais, he turned back the clock a little bit. I think with less snaps, he's a little bit more effective. Matabike, I was a little bit, I'm not going to say disappointed in. I expected more from him, but he's been playing well all season. They held the leading rusher under wraps. I mean, he had 98 yards on 20-something carries.
Mm-hmm.
They did the best they could, especially since after the first quarter, Cleveland wasn't throwing the ball. So defensive line played very well.
Keep in mind that 2 weeks back to back, we've faced the number 1, number 2 rusher, and neither one of them has per se gotten off, so to speak. Even though we lost the Giants game, Saquon didn't go off,
right?
And I think was fairly contained with. I don't remember his numbers. Y'all know his numbers.
Saquon had Chubb he had 16 carries for 91 yards. So I mean he played well, and he was going off on him. They just didn't give him the ball enough.
What Chubb do is Chubb gonna make people miss tackles. I don't care who you got. You can have Urlacher, Lewis, and Chubb gonna make you miss tackles.
Yeah, they missed a lot of them.
But in their defense, everybody missed tackles on Chubb.
Come on, coach. Not in their defense.
Everybody do miss tackles on Chubb.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like when you're playing great players, you're not going to stop them, right?
True.
Right.
Like I mean, so 5.7 yards per carry for Nick Chubb. That's fine. He didn't go off for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. So I'll take it, right? Like he's like to expect any defense to completely shut him down. Like that's not realistic, right? Like great players they're going to get theirs if they want to get theirs. And that's what happened yesterday. Like, yeah, we stopped them at times, but like at the end when they needed to go down the field, they were doing it. That's the problem I have with this defense as a whole is towards the end when we really need those stops, they've been letting them score. But Yeah, the defensive line overall, it was fine. It wasn't great, but it was fine. Calais Campbell's been playing really well this year. I won't point that out. He's been consistently good.
The less snaps he played, the better he played.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who I missed on D line? Mikey, you went on D line yet?
Yeah.
Brian,
I think B.
That's me, I guess.
B.
Go ahead, B.
Yeah, I don't think that they were particularly good. I mean, I do agree that when you're playing a guy like Nick Chubb, you got to expect that Nick Chubb is going to get his. They bottled up Kareem Hunt, but that was a team effort, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that the interior itself did as much for the pass rush. So I'm going to say that they were just kind of just an okay day for them. But like I said, Nick Chubb, he probably could have had more, but he didn't. Kareem Hunt, he only had the 4 yards, so that's a plus, obviously. So I'm gonna say again, maybe about a C.
Gotcha. Jose, before we go on, what's that you wearing?
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a little merch from the. Wait, is this still on the site? Because we changed some things. Okay, we changed some things.
Jose got hung on him, man.
I had to check because we changed some stuff on the site lbhtshow.com/shop. Okay, listen, if you like this and you want to get one of these, email us. Okay, we'll work with you.
That's the vintage. That's from the vintage.
Because I had never seen that one. That's why I asked.
You know why I don't usually wear this? Because I usually have my blue screen on. Like if you see the little blue halo around me, it's because I got the blue screen effect off, right? So I blend, so the background blends a little bit better, but it turns my shirt brown.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
If I turn it on, like that's why I try to wear anything blue or dark purple because I'll disappear.
That's fine though. That's fine.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to linebackers. Outside. We'll start with outside. Because that cat.
Okay.
We'll start with outside. We'll start with Jason Owe and Crumpet.
Wow, just continuous disrespect of Odafe. I mean, I'm not gonna argue it, but I'm just saying, like, you don't have to disrespect his name. Justin Houston played really well.
Yes,
really.
Justin, he went out there and he keeps trying to teach through example. So props to Justin.
He should have had 3 sacks.
Yeah, he should have. I wasn't gonna mention it. I wasn't going to mention Jacoby Brissett hitting that spin button and getting outside, and and Odafe having to save the day, sort of. But
I missed that.
Yeah. So, no. Odafe ran him down before he got to the first down. I mean, he wasn't going anywhere. But still,
he didn't activate that 4-3 speed though.
You don't have to catch Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett catches you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, JPP I thought played hard again, just not uber effective. I think he had a batted pass, I believe, earlier on. And like I said, Justin Houston played really well. I'm gonna say that Owe needs more time.
Wow.
That's what we thought when he got drafted, is that he was raw and he's gonna need time. And we'll be sitting here saying what's wrong with Owe. What's wrong with Owe is we shouldn't have drafted him in the first round, right? Guys that need time to develop like that, you don't draft in the first round, especially when we're shipping out Matthew Judon and Yannick Ngakoue, who are both killing it for their teams right now. Okay,
got 3 first rounders that need time to grow, which is crazy. Hendo, you care to elaborate on the 3 first rounders we have that need time to grow?
Oh, he does.
You want me to elaborate on it?
Yeah, just name them so the people know.
We're talking about Patrick Queen, Odafe Owe, and Kyle Hamilton.
3 exactly.
I don't know.
Another lucky winner.
One might be coming off the list, Coach.
Who? One might be coming off the list.
Who?
Oh wait. This way, right?
Just checking. Just checking.
One might be coming off the list
for at least for a week.
For a week, right? For a week.
This ain't the week for the comment. This ain't.
That's why I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna leave it up there till we get to him.
We know this.
I'm gonna leave it up there till we get to him. I'm gonna leave it up there till we get to him.
I'm so happy.
Mike, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, man. Look, Houston played well. It's what we've been saying all along. Like the the more they can get a healthy rotation in there, I think those guys will play better. You'll see, and I think as soon as Bowser comes back, I think you'll see more out of Oweh, right? I think, once you can get a solid rotation of him, Houston, JPP, and Bowser, you'll see better play out of Oweh. I mean, and look, Oweh didn't he recover the fumble?
Yeah, he did.
So he was aware enough to pick the ball up there.
Hey,
like,
Mike, when you drop him on the floor, what you do?
Pick it right up. Now the difference between me and Oweh is I'm scooping that and I'm taking that in the house. You know what I'm saying? But
sound like you're better than Oweh.
But no,
your football IQ higher.
But I think we'll see more out of Oweh, right? Once we get that going. But I think they played well. Houston was balling. Like you say, should have had 3 sacks, as B pointed out. Somebody put him in the spin cycle, but it's okay. It's okay. He got there, right? So now it's just to continue to get there and close it out more often. But I think the outside guys, they look good, man.
If y'all talking about the spin cycle, he should have had 4 sacks then. Because if y'all remember the sack that Calais got,
he missed.
He just missed the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the third sack I was talking about. I forgot about the spin move.
Yeah,
he could have had 4.
I don't think we give him credit for missing. I mean, he at least hit Brissett on the one.
He hit him.
Spin.
He got to bring him down. And then even JPP, I think he had a big. I think he had a pass deflection that came in a crucial time. So I think that outside group is rounding together, man. As soon as we get everybody back, we'll be all right. I think we'll be okay right there.
Miss anybody with linebackers?
Look, I would say Ojabo better be able to play, man.
Better be.
Or
then you're looking at 4 first rounders that gotta need time to develop. No, Ojabo wasn't first round. Ojabo was second round. Ojabo was second. My bad. He was a first round grade. First round grade.
Ojabo can't play.
But for me, JPP, they all did a decent job of setting the edge, keeping Chubb from getting that. But they had like their 2 linemen pull and get to the edge, like the same type play when Chubb broke them long runs back in was it 19 when we went through. We started bringing guys in after we lost them. That same play is Dave Staple, and we did a decent job of of banking that up. As far as pass rush, you got pass rush on the left side out of Houston and Calais, but Oweh he just can't. He plays hard. He just ain't like on the play that Calais got the sack fumble. You see Calais do a move. You see Yoda do a move, and you see not Kyle Hamilton. You see Oweh just run straight to the guy. He no kind of hand fighting. He just trying to run past. And then he does spin back, but he only spins back because he run past the quarterback.
Kyle Hamilton did a move too. Yeah,
check my TikTok. You'll see Kyle Hamilton move.
Hey, Coach, do you want to is now a good time to mention that Oweh is, what was it, the 10th in the league in pass rush win rate?
Now what site is that?
Was that PFF? Was that PFF?
That's ESPN's. That's their metric, and that's what they do is they track all the players on the field, and so they match up players by the direction they're facing, how close they are to each other, and whether they're behind the line or in front of the line.
Are they playing Battleship?
Pretty much. Yeah, they draw the pocket on there, right? And then it's if you beat the block, which for an edge rusher, they say beating the block is you being closer to the quarterback than your blocker, right? And if you beat the block in under 2.5 seconds, that's a win. If they hold the block for 2.5 seconds or more, that's a win for the pass blocker. So it's one of they're developing it, right? In these next gen stats, I think they're gonna be game changers, but that's later once they really figure it all out.
So this is because I never heard of it until today. Is this a new site? Something they're piloting.
It's ESPN. They started it, and I want to say 2018. And then they had some, they've been refining it since then. They had some major updates in 2019. I think they updated it again last year. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, they're still tinkering with it. But
it's going to be PFF's competition.
Hopefully,
Probably.
I mean, I guess. I just don't know. It's entirely possible. I think that if you beat your block in under 2.5 seconds, and you're still not near the quarterback affecting the play.
Yep.
Definitely. Because a lot of times you look at those lists because they do pass rush win rate, pass block win rate, and then the same for running. You look at those lists, and there's guys on the list who you're like, yeah, those are some of the top players in the league. That makes sense. And then there's guys like Owe on the list who you're like, no.
Right.
No, I don't see him. I don't see him ever winning his pass rush.
Right.
Yeah.
And then another thing that may have gotten him on the list is he probably played way less snaps than those other guys too. Because I think he only played a little bit more than 50% of our snaps this
Right.
He didn't even I didn't notice it until today. He didn't even start the game. He came in on like the 6th play. 47 had more snaps than Owe to start the game.
Oh my God.
Are we seeing you guys seeing a trend here? Like with our first round picks and veterans just starting over.
And your seconds and your thirds.
Except for Linderbaum.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the problem that I'm having is looking in the chat and just listening to everybody else. We expect 2 guys to come off of injury to make Owe better.
Right.
Like that makes no sense to me. You want them to come back from injury to make this man do his job.
If he didn't get better from the tutelage from Owe, from Houston and JPP, ain't nothing Bowser and
Ojabo
gonna do.
in Jabo.
There's no. He got to figure it out. I personally think he too bulky.
Ojabo?
I think he too rocked up.
Owe.
Yeah.
Owe. I think he too rocked up.
That might be true, coach, but he just never had any pass rush moves.
Yeah, because you look at remember when he beat Orlando Brown early in his rookie year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He can't move like that no more. And he beat Orlando with just like a little crossover move.
Yeah, he looks like a different player. Yeah.
He does. Like he just went to the weight room and lifted everything in there and started to lose his fluidity.
Because his injury was his shoulder, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it seems like he went a little, hard on that to try to bulk up there or to alleviate that from happening. You guys could be right. He does look a little stiffer than he always looks stiff to me, but he does look,
robotic.
He looks very robotic out there.
Mm-hmm. And to me, it looks like that when when the quarterbacks or whatever flushed and he got to run them down. Because in my mind, I'm thinking 4-3, so nobody should outrun him, but maybe Lamar. But he not catching up with quarterbacks. He couldn't. I don't think he didn't. Daniel Jones outrun him.
Daniel Jones can move now.
This Daniel Jones can
Daniel run 4-3.
Daniel Jones ran the
4. He didn't run a 4.3, but I know he was running 22 miles an hour with some people chasing him. But but no, you're absolutely right on Owe. Like you don't ever see the athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Like you hear about it. And he's the best athlete out there. He ran the 4.3, blah blah blah. Look at the muscles, and it's just like it's not there. He's jogging.
Wow. Do y'all see Chenwu? His comment?
The cornerback. That one.
Don't we do that every year?
Somebody else in the comments said that too. Like, listen, what's that cornerback going to do here? Right? We got to stud safety. What's he doing for us?
It's going to be a great narrative when y'all draft Joey Porter's kid.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
You don't want Joey Porter Jr.?
No.
He can play.
I want to receive him. Yeah. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr.
We're going defense. Don't worry.
All right, let's go to the interior guys. Bynes and Patrick Queen.
You forgetting somebody.
What?
You're forgetting somebody.
Who?
Number 40.
You know what? We should have did 40 with the outside linebackers because he started in Owe's spot.
Yeah, we should have. He
started at that other spot opposite JPP. He did, but we could put Malik in here too. Malik was solid. Queen had 11 tackles. Had 2 TFLs that were, from my understanding, is whatever the call was, he had the back block, so he was free to if he saw Alley to go, and that's what he did. And so he got 2 tackles for losses. That's probably his greatest series of being a Raven. And I'm happy for Queen. And Bynes, Uncle Bynes did what Uncle Bynes do. Missed the sack, Queen got it, but I'll take it. Like you just busting at the chops and say something about it.
My guy Malik Harrison Listen, told you before, I was expecting big things out of him. He blocked the field goal
with his face.
I still need to go back and see that when I saw it say blocked it with his face.
Listen, a block is a block. But I just think that with a little more playing time, he's getting a lot better. You said Uncle Bynes is Uncle Bynes, but I have to give a shout out to Patrick Queen. I think that those 2 tackles for losses changed the momentum of that game because we were dead in the water up until that point. And I just think he got everybody hyped. Listen, to me, Queen was the player of the game. So I give the inside linebackers an A+. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
No, same here. Like, I mean, that's the type of game that we've been waiting on Patrick Queen to do. He just, like, he didn't overthink it. He made the play. It seems like it's coming a little bit more natural to him now, right? So I'm hoping he gains momentum from this. But yeah, 2 tackles for loss. Those are big hits, big moments, and he got another sack on top of that. Yeah. He was all over the place, and he just got the interception in that Cincinnati game. So hopefully, this is all starting to come together for him. But yeah, he was the player of the game on defense. But you already know who my player of the game is, Lamar Jackson.
Let's see what B got to say about this.
Why you saying it like that? Look, Patrick Queen had a great game. He probably the best.
All right, Mike, your turn.
Wow.
I'm playing. Go ahead, B.
No.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
He had a fantastic game, like Jose said. Hopefully, this is we're watching him kind of turn the corner. Malik Harrison obviously made some key plays, including the field goal block with his face. I don't really want to give too much credit to Uncle Bynes. I don't think that you should have to call somebody uncle on their football team. I think it's time for him to go, maybe. But he's out there. He's doing what they tell him to do. He's doing his job, so that's fine. The inside linebackers were outstanding. Probably the best unit on the team in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Mike?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the PQ that we've said before that shows these type of flashes, right? My only concern, right, and I don't want to get ahead of myself because he'll have a game or a stretch like this, and then the next game won't be as well. So, but this is the ability that he has, right? And ultimately, what it boils down to him being able to control that speed, get to where and use the speed at the right times to get to where he wants to be, but then be able to break it down a little bit to make the play. And he's showing that he can do that. But if he keeps up at this rate, he's gonna price himself right up out of here. Yeah, so you guys. But B made a good point when I said that this is an EDC guy, so he might actually want to pay him. But I hope he continues to move forward and get better every week. But this is who we need. This is the PQ that we needed. This is what we needed to see. He has the potential to make big plays like that. He just got to put them together consistently.
Gotcha. I'm agreeing with you. He got to be consistent. Got to be. I put this come on up there because I think we talked about this last week. Did we not?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You can't put PQ. You can't put no linebacker in the
Nobody.
I say who plays like Brian Ray Lewis in the league?
Nobody.
So stop expecting any form of Ray Lewis from PQ. Let's let PQ be PQ. Ray did his thing. We grateful for him, but you can't keep putting people in Ray's category because there probably would never be another Ray.
I mean,
at least if they do, he probably won't be on our team because it just don't fall like that.
There already was. His name was Luke Kuechly.
I know he was gonna say Luke Kuechly.
Yeah. I might have missed him. But...
Well, you okay.
Hey, coach.
How long Luke Kuechly play?
Luke Kuechly played a gentlemanly 9 years, I believe it was.
How many Super Bowls he got?
Wow.
Super Bowl's a team stat, coach.
No,
we're gonna start putting Joe Flacco above Dan Marino now. I mean, what are we doing?
True that. I Homer Simpson.
back into that bush.
I got a shoot. I keep forgetting. I got a PayPal from shoot. I just had it.
Hey, salute.
I want to shout him out. Oh well, it's gone now. but I'll get back to it. I've been holding it the whole time, holding my phone, and I forgot. But before we move on to the DBs, there's a pinned comment up there, and it takes you to Mike's new show. It's
Open mic.
I keep wanting to say it on the record.
Hey, listen.
It's open mic with OTR mic.
Right.
It's a mouthful.
Remember the first few weeks I was saying my homeboys podcast. So Mike, but
Mike just recently learned the name of his show.
Open mic
with
OTR mic.
And we are
what
now
you need to do is
70 subs.
5 seconds. Take 5 seconds. Click the pin comment. Go sub. Bring your butt right back.
Right back.
We need 30 more subs. 30 more
70.
subs.
We're trying to get to 100. Please do that. Please. We got 180 people in here right now. Please click that pin comment. Go over there and subscribe to Open Mic with OTR Mic and bring your butt right back.
Yeah. You're going to see all these gentlemen over there anyway. So if you like this, you like how we do, but I'm going to bring a different side of these guys out. So if you want to see that, you want to subscribe over there.
Yeah, because I'll be there soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's finish off with, not finish off with, but let's move on to DBs and cornerbacks. Well, I'm sorry, safeties and cornerbacks, the DBs. Jose, you go ahead.
I mean, okay. All right. Like Jacoby Brissett didn't have any touchdowns, I guess. Right. 258 yards. Not bad. Look, again, Amari Cooper, if he kills you, like Amari Cooper, one of the better wide receivers in the league. So like that doesn't bother me. I thought it wasn't well, Marlowe played well. Peters wasn't his best game. I did go back and look at that push off at the end. It definitely was a push off, and I think if he didn't push him off, Peters might have made a play on that pass. So I'll give him that one. But okay, like my issue again, I mentioned it earlier with the interior D line is that they'll do fine for the first 3 quarters, but then when we really need them to make a stop is when I'm seeing these teams just move the ball down the field with little resistance. Right. That's my only hiccup with this defense, but the secondary, I give him like a C+. And shout out to Kyle Hamilton for the sack.
Are we changing the coverages at that time of the game, or are we just the other teams figuring us out?
I think, I don't think we're making adjustments. I don't think Mike McDonald is at that point where he can adjust to what the other team is doing, right? So yeah, I think they see what we're doing in the first half and they make note of it, and then they wait. Right, I think they know. Okay, when we get late in the fourth quarter, that's when we're going to hit them with some different wrinkles, and they're not going to do anything about it. And it seems to be working.
Sounds about right. B.
I would give the secondary an A outside of Marcus Peters. It wasn't. Why?
I'm laughing at Hendo. I don't know why Hendo laughing.
I don't know why Hendo laughing either. Unprofessional. I'm talking like, listen, he getting beat by Amari Cooper's one thing. I think he still would have had that touchdown even without the push off. I think he had Peters beat.
That's what the announcer said.
Yeah, but he also got beat by Donovan Peoples-Jones. So I mean, it's neither here nor there, right? Like he didn't.
You can put Peoples-Jones on the list too, better than Duvernay.
Yeah, he's pushing 46, 47 now.
I mean, you might be able to put him on there better than Bateman. I maybe, I don't know, but yeah. I mean, outside of those couple of plays where Peters got beat, I thought they played really well. I mean, the defense. I'm really excited for when Tyus Bowser comes back, when Ajabo finally starts to play, and the defense really comes together, and then all of Ravens' flock will turn on Lamar because the offense still isn't good enough. That is when it's going to be really fun. That's going to be later in the season, and then it's going to be, we need, Lamar's not worth the money. Let's go with Huntley, blah blah blah. But I'm waiting for it. Okay, it's a nice little treat at the end of the year because I don't have anything to look forward to as a Panthers fan.
You just chaos.
As far as the secondary, like I said, I thought they played really well outside of a few plays from Peters. So A for them.
Mike?
So I'm not as high on the DBs as everybody else because if I'm not mistaken, if you include the tight ends, they had 3 receivers over 70 yards. So and that I don't know. Another thing that I want to ask you guys, because y'all may know better than me, right? We don't tend to so Cooper, right? And even if Peters is a step slow, right? Even for that game, or it just shows that he just steps slow for the guy. Why don't we ever put Marlowe? Are we set? Do they not move? Are we a defense that, hey, look, such and such is on the right, such and such is on the left, and that's where they stay? Because I never see that type of adjustment where it's like, okay, maybe we need to try Marlowe on this guy and then move Peters over to someone else. Well, I just never, I've never seen, I don't, because I remember saying that in the game.
Pro Marlowe following the receiver.
I mean, if it calls for it, right? There's always a moment where it's like, all right, look, man, let me put Marlowe on this guy for the moment. He kind of, so I maybe that's just what we don't do. But I've never really seen that happen in this defense. But giving up 70 plus yards to 3 receivers, and in Njoku, you can put that on the linebackers. Maybe that's their fault, but I'm not as high on the game that they had. I just think there's some receivers like Peoples-Jones who, is solid, but I just think there's some guys that shouldn't do what they do to you. Just like Wandale or Robinson or whatever his name last week.
Wandale.
That shouldn't have happened to me. That's just how I feel. I just feel like there should be some games with this secondary that we can take somebody out of the game. And we don't show that we could do that. So I'm not as high on them. And to your point, Coach, I think we are switching up coverage. I don't think we're adjusting at all when in that fourth quarter when they get down to crunch time and we need to stop. It's just something for it to be happening week after week. It shouldn't be that. And if it was the opposite way, right? Then by this week, something should have told you that maybe we should make adjustments, or maybe we shouldn't do adjustments this time. Something should be changed. So I don't think that they are. I think they are making adjustments, with adjusting in the wrong way or whatever, however you want to say it. It's something is missing there in that fourth quarter, and I'm gonna kind of put that one on coaching.
I think honestly, and this is not even specific to the Ravens. I think this is something that you see all around the league, is when you get into the fourth quarter and you get into crunch time, when offenses know that they have to score, they play faster and they play more aggressive. Coaches are naturally really conservative, and I think it holds a lot of offenses back. And then when like I said, when you absolutely have to have it, they start to get more aggressive, and it's just harder to stop. And I think what you need in those situations is special performances from individuals, and I think that Baltimore doesn't get that a lot from their defense.
I'm glad you said that, B. It's one coach or one coaching staff that plays that 2-minute style the entire game, maybe 2. One's the Chiefs and one's the Bills. They come out and there's nothing for them to no huddle you second play of the game, just to keep the tempo up and to keep you off balance. Everybody play, like you said, play conservative until they have to be aggressive. And I ain't thinking about it like that, but that is 100% true from the football that I've watched recently.
And
that's what I want to hear.
Best offenses in the league.
Yeah, they expect to score on every possession. That's how they play, right? We're not coming away on this drive without any points. That's how they play. They don't play, let's run 7 minutes off the clock and settle for a field goal. No, like, we want to get touchdowns every time we touch the ball.
Kendo?
I'm with Mike. I'm not really high on the secondary. We place all our resources, we place all our money into it, and it just seems like week after week, all these quarterbacks that we should sort of dominate, they have career days. Like Jacoby Brissett played terrible last week. And with us, he's just throwing the ball around. He's throwing the ball deep. Now, Marlowe's playing a lot better. Peters, I think he may still be hurt, but that's just an excuse, because if he's not up to par, he shouldn't be in the game. I give credit to Geno Stone. He tries hard, but he's just not there. And it says a lot that he's out there in front of Kyle Hamilton. But I give Geno credit for that sack. And you can say what you want. You give it to Kyle Hamilton. I give it to Geno. He got him off balance. You know, he had
You
him.
mean,
He had him.
you
Probably
mean
should've been a
because he
half.
was there first and had him wrapped up and tackled him? You think he should have got the sack?
He
They probably should. This should have been a half a sack to me. It shouldn't have been a sack on.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Geno got no parts of the sack.
No, he didn't.
Nope, he didn't.
I told Hendo he just better be happy they didn't give it to Patrick Queen for jumping in at the
end. Yeah, but it's just that this secondary is disappointing, and we can see without Marcus Williams that it's just not the same. And even with him, we were still last in the league in pass defense.
At least we're getting turnovers then, though.
That is
interceptions. Interceptions. I'm sorry.
That is the biggest difference, is the turnover. We weren't getting turnovers before, but still, they're not playing up to their pay, so to speak. So
I had to check because I thought that they threw for 250 yards and scored 20 points. I mean, that's pretty good in today's NFL in terms of your defense.
I'll say this: if our quarterback's only getting 120 yards passing, he needs to have 100 yards passing.
Thank you. But it's Jacoby Brissett, Bronny.
But you don't have Greg Roman playing defense against Jacoby Brissett, so it doesn't. We can't look at it that way. Like Jacoby Brissett throwing for 250 yards with no touchdowns is not a bad day. I mean,
no,
it's just not.
And to B's point, the defense, if you paying attention to, if you look in between the lines of the numbers, like they show the graphic on the game every week. Oh, this is the 28th ranked pass defense or whatever. If you take that out, right? I guess I know numbers mean a lot to people, but they have improved every week. The defense has gotten better every week. And surprisingly, they are 5th in the league in sacks. Yeah, surprisingly. They are 5th in the league in sacks. So, and I know I always talk about pressure and getting there, so it doesn't feel like they're 5th. But their numbers are improving week to week. So to your point, B, you're right. They gave up 20 points. Last week, they every week they gave up 23 points to the Bills or something like that. Like they are improving. The defense, it's just that we spoke on that bend don't break mentality, right? It's just that they break at the wrong times, it seems like, right? And that's, hopefully they gotta find a way to fix that and figure that out. But you're right. Like 20 points, 250 yards, no touchdowns. You got out of there with a win. We just all get angst when we see the fourth quarter and we see it just playing out like we're used to seeing it play out the last 6 or 7 weeks. That's what gets us. But of course, it's room for improvement. But they are getting better. I will give you that, B. You are 100% right.
I started doing the like a preview show, and I didn't start when the season started. I think I started 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And just from the first time I put the stat up, when I went and looked for stats, they were 32nd in passing. The one I did Saturday morning before the game Sunday, they had moved up to 25. So numerically, they're better than they were, but they're still the bottom tier. But numerically, they're better.
I think the paranoia, for lack of a better term, or the stress that you feel watching this defense in the fourth quarter is just a function of the offense isn't gonna pick it up if they fail on defense. You're not scoring enough points on offense, and it puts more and more pressure on the defense. If they were out there, they had a true number one receiver, and they were able to actually take advantage of Lamar's skills, and they were putting up points and making the other team one-dimensional throughout the game, the defense would be playing much better. It would look like they're playing much better. You wouldn't have these, collapses, because the other half, it takes both sides of the ball to have a collapse, right? Like the defense has to give up points, and your offense has to not score for long stretches. Yep. So,
I agree. Hendo, you been yet?
Yes, sir.
What I was about to say about the DBs. Man, I had a point holding it, and I forgot. Oh well, forget it. Coaching. Jose?
Look, again, they're not gonna get a high grade from me.
I'm sorry, coaching and general manager.
Okay, well, I mean, look, the general manager, he's getting the F for the season because you can't do much now. I mean, look, he can improve his score if he makes something happen by trade deadline. But right now, I'm putting that a solid F for EDC. Okay, and you can't convince me otherwise of that. Coaching, you're lining your look. I mean, first of all, that whole series was messed up. It's 3rd-and-1, and you hand the ball off to Pat Ricard, not Gus Edwards, not Justice Hill, not Kenyon Drake. You give it to Pat Ricard. He doesn't pick up the first down. It's 4th and inches. You bring in Mark Andrews to take the snap, and then you pitch it to your quarterback. I know we got first down, but that's insane, right? Like, those are the type of plays. Why are you getting cute for a few inches? Like just call a play, pick up the first down. Tell your line to get the push. What's wrong saying? $5, no Pat Queen slander allowed.
Yeah, that's my PayPal when I kept forgetting, so I typed it out so I can remember it.
Not this week. Not this week. No, and yes, we are paranoid that in the fourth quarter that we're going to have another meltdown. We almost had it, right? We go up 10 points. We go up 10 points in the fourth quarter, and I'm thinking, okay, we're a little further into the fourth quarter now. Maybe we'll hold up. Nope, give up a touchdown. Now it's a 3-point game. Then we try to run all the clock off the all the time off the clock, and just a Hill fumble. And listen, offensive pass interference, a false start, controversial false start. That's what got us that win, but it was trending towards another meltdown. That's on the coaching staff. The coaching staff is the one. They're supposed to be getting us ready, right? John Harbaugh's supposed to be the leader of men. That's what I keep hearing, but it doesn't seem like he's getting through to these players anymore. So, no. F.
B.
GMF for sure. Coaching, the best thing I can say about the coaching staff is if you finally woke up and realized, oh my God, we don't have receivers, yeah, go ahead and run the ball 44 times, right? It's just not. It's not a group like we're breaking everything down into units. It's not a unit that is top half of the league. Probably bottom third of the league if we're being honest, maybe lower, and they need desperately to upgrade all over that staff. Yep. I mean, obviously the defensive coordinator is his first year, whatever. Okay. But Greg Roman's got to go. He shouldn't be an offensive coordinator anywhere. John Harbaugh's been a good coach, but when you're somewhere for so long, like they say, the message kind of wears thin. People start tuning you out. It's time for him to go somewhere else and spout that nonsense. EDC.
What about Carolina?
No, thank you. EDC. EDC's done just. He what he did this offseason should have been fireable. But they're all rolling together on this. Let's don't get Lamar any weapons thing. So he's protected there. But it's embarrassing that Pat Ricard was he third in receiving yards this week with 20. It's an embarrassment. And you don't even have anybody else that you could. It's not like last year where you could say, oh, well, we got so many guys on IR, so we're just kind of filling in. And Pat has some skills, and we'll put him out there just, to get by. No, you don't have anybody else to replace Pat Ricard. He's your third best receiver.
This is the team that they picked. They handpicked this team. This is what they wanted.
Right. You said we're going to come out here with Mark Andrews and 2 rookie tight ends and a fullback who thinks he's a tight end, and a couple of receivers who don't know how to play wide receiver, and we're going to win a Super Bowl. And I don't
Well, when you say it like that, it sounds bad.
Yeah, it does.
It is bad.
It's very bad. So I don't know what they were thinking this offseason, but like Jose said, there has to be something done before November 1st. There, you got Jerry Jeudy's available, allegedly. Denzel Mims and Elijah Moore have both asked for trades. They say Chase Claypool's available. Like, there's guys out there who you can go and get. And I do want to point out also, like when we're talking about GMs and making moves and addressing needs, Arizona found out that Hollywood was hurt. The next day they traded for Robbie Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't let there be any kind of bidding war. They didn't
Jets
wait
today
for him. Yeah, and the Jets, Brees Hall tore his ACL. Boom, we got another starting running back.
James Robinson. Yep.
And these players, veterans in the NFL, don't cost anything in trades. You could go out and get a good, solid veteran receiver from somewhere for a day 3 pick. They just won't do it. Because we're not even talking about top tier at this point. You missed out on all those, but you can go and get guys who will significantly upgrade the wide receiving core for day 3 picks, and they better do it.
It's crazy. Hendo?
Yeah, for GM, it's definitely an F. He put this team together. We went into a season knowing that we needed a wide receiver. Then we traded Hollywood Brown. So now we need 2 wide receivers. And they decided, you know what? We're going to go with what we got and just get some more tight ends. And hopefully down the line, we'll pick up some street meat and
pause.
We'll pick up, we'll pick up some dudes off the street as we do with inside and outside linebacker. Put them on the practice squad, put them on the 53-man roster, and not utilize them. Just like we're doing with Isabella and Jackson. What was the point of bringing them in? Are you going to hold them for this week? Are you going to keep them for next week? It doesn't make any sense. And coaching gets an F2. Listen, they said I hate Harbaugh. I don't hate him. I just don't think that he's been a good coach for us. I think he's killed the culture of the Ravens. I do. I just think he kills the culture of the Ravens way. I think once Ray, Ed, and them left, he was put in charge to draft the guys that he wanted. And that's exactly what he did. These choir boys, these guys that don't talk back, that don't do anything. And our team has gone downhill since then. Just like every situation with the game, even with the game yesterday, we don't come into games prepared. Like we looked horrible coming into the beginning of this game, and it just keeps happening over and over. And John Harbaugh stands on the sideline with that dumb look because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to make adjustments. He doesn't know how to go to his coordinators and like, listen, we need to switch up what we're doing.
And he can make an adjustments on punt return.
Oh, special teams, he got it going. But other than that, he's not a good coach. And with this philosophy that he wants to keep because he won a Super Bowl 10 years ago, he's going to lead us nowhere. And we're going to keep having regular season success. We're going to keep being regular season champs. In the playoffs, we're going to be one and done. Yeah. And yes, tops drop. We need to fire John Harbaugh and take the rest of those bum ass coordinators that he keeps bringing in with him.
Yep. Mike McCarthy. Told you.
Let you go before that, Mike. But you up?
Right. I was about to say. Hard to follow that one. Let me bring it down. Let me mellow it out.
Bring that positivity.
Let's bring this moment. Look, EDC. I'm gonna give him till next Tuesday. If he don't make a move, he is triple F. He's done in my book. If he don't make some type of move, he has to make a move. If he wants to compete this year. If he doesn't want to, then don't make a move, right? Just keep it 100 and say, look, man, we just going to do what we're going to do, see where we end up, and then we're going to try to build next year. But if not, I need him to make a move before next week. And I think I said it last week, hey, I give the coaches somewhat of a pass just because of the groceries that they're being brought to make something out of, right? I think you got to – the EDC catches a majority of the blame from me. I get what you saying, Hendo. Coaches coach and they got to do their job as well. But if the ingredients ain't there to make a good meal, you can only ask for so much from them. And I say that, right? I think that goes to Greg Roman as well. But I just think Greg Roman's playbook is just dry. It's lame, right? Mm-hmm. It's just it don't have any no wrinkle, no creativity to it. And then when we see a creative play, we almost cringe because we don't know how to take it. And he has that one, like you said earlier, Coach. He started this whole thing of putting Mark Andrews on the center, right? And he did build off that play, right? Mm-hmm. With the pitch to the quarterback. But like he will keep running this set in the hole. Like, so he'll find one or two things that might work and then he'll just stick to that. Other than that, there's no creativity there. So as far as the offense, I mean, again, I think he needs something to work with. But at the same time, that playbook to me is basic. It's basic, and we need something else there to use our weapons or what we got here, especially 8. I think if we get creative with 8, man, it will open a lot of things up.
Yep.
But teams are adjusting. Like you said, Hendo, it looked great the first couple of weeks, right? That's because he opens his whole book, and then that's it. That's what we seen. What he started off the season with, that's what he's seen. And then these coordinators are smart enough. You run into a Leslie Frazier and those guys. You run into a Wink who knows him well.
Yep.
It is, man, I'm gonna pick this apart. I know exactly what he's gonna do. So that's it for me. But EDC gets all the blame for me right now because he's not providing the tools to really, really be successful here.
With all them picks?
With all them picks.
He ain't pick nobody. He didn't get nobody with all them picks. But to that point, I mean, yes, EDC has had some horrible drafts. But to me, one of the problems that I have is, do you really think Andy Reid in Kansas City would let Kelsey go without a catch? He would give him some kind of easy layup to get him going, to get that offense started. We just said, you know what? You're our best receiver. We're going to run you and have you do the Wildcat. Like, it's just silly that some of the stuff that Greg Roman does.
It's peculiar, to say the least. But I want to shout out Ferris for coming through with the Cash App. I want to shout out Brandon for coming through with the 1, 2, 3 Cash Apps. I appreciate you guys for doing that. And Ferris made sure I shout out, the brotherhood. This is what we have growing here. Hendo, and I don't even know if I mentioned this last week, but Hendo made a graphic with all us on it that was top tier in my eyes. And I wanted to kind of use it as an intro, but he had some music that you know how YouTube is. They feel about the music. Yeah. So, but other than that was top tier. And if I didn't say thank you, I'm saying thank you now for including me in that.
Anytime.
As far as coaching and EDC, I think the best part of the coaching staff that to me is when that dude with the thick Baltimore accent stops them before that's the best part of the coaching to me, to see their reaction to him, because he be trying to get them to say something and they want to ignore him but they can't because he's so loud.
Not Greg Roman. G-Ro loves that man.
But that's what I ain't got nothing to say. But I don't think they're it. I don't think they're the ones that lead us to the promised land. Not saying that they terrible. They are bad at times. But I just don't think they're what we need to go to the next level.
Right.
I just think, like Justin just said, we wasting Lamar's prime years, even though he got plenty more because he only 25, but still.
Prime years here.
Huh?
Prime years here.
Yeah, they are.
No, I mean for this franchise.
Well, no,
the window's closing.
It's all the years here, right? These aren't even the prime years. This is all the years here. And then his actual prime years will be down in Miami, maybe in Carolina. Carolina would be really nice, honestly. I mean,
that would be a travesty.
They just got live music. Things are kicking off down there, man. So
I'm telling you, if Lamar switch teams, he's so money conscious, he's gonna go to either a Texas team or a Florida team.
Yeah, no tax, no state taxes. Yeah.
So that's where we at with that.
But
so I'm gonna pick 2 questions since I did ask people to send questions, and I don't want to go through them all. I'm gonna pick 2 questions, and we can kind of run through them real quick, and then we'll get up out of here. But since Yolanda is like supports everybody, I'm definitely picking Yolanda's question, and she says, "What appears to be the origin of the disconnect between Lamar and the coaching staff." I think got a 2-part question. What appears to be the origin of the disconnect between Lamar and the coaching staff? That's the first part of the question. I think they're on 2 different pages as far as what Lamar should be doing. I think Lamar wants to push it down the field. I think Roman wants to be conservative and go first down. What y'all think?
I think it's partially that. I think that they want to hold him back a little bit. And I think they want to hold him back because they know they don't have the weapons to really go all out and push the ball down the field, even though that's, Lamar's good at it and that's what he wants to do. I think the other part is he knows that at least John Harbaugh is a part of that decision-making group that offered him less money than Kyler Murray, right? And, I don't think that he has necessarily a problem with Harbaugh. Like, I don't think he hates Harbaugh or anything like that. I'm sure they have a good relationship, but you go to work every day and you see that dude. Oh, you're the one that said I don't deserve the money I'm asking for. Cool. Yeah, let's go to work. Right. I think the contract situation is kind of, a wedge right now because, he gave him the deadline of week 1. They gave him an insulting offer, if we're being honest, just in the hierarchy of NFL quarterbacks.
What was the offer?
And now, so he said that they offered him between 160 and 180 million guaranteed, which is less than what Kyler Murray got from the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that Kyler Murray is nowhere near the player that Lamar Jackson is.
Right.
And I think that, by not getting a deal done and by just kind of, the team leaking stuff out all through the offseason like they did, trying to make Lamar look bad, trying to say, he should probably take a little less money. Oh, he shouldn't ask for a fully guaranteed deal. Now it's every single week. That's what people are talking about. And every single week, oh, well, Lamar threw for 140 yards this week. Maybe we shouldn't pay him that money. Oh, well, Lamar threw for 304 touchdowns this week, price going up. And it's just every single week with it, and it's hinging on how he plays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to affect the money, at the end of the season, like when he finally does sign the deal. But I'm sure it's irritating at the least week to week.
Yep. Anybody else?
No, I think the wedge started from years ago, right? I mean, this isn't the first time Lamar's made comments about the play calling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this goes back to like 2020 where he said that the play call is a little predictable. I mean, you've had Hollywood call out Greg Roman, you've had Des Bryant, you've had Coach Cully call out Greg Roman. Like, I mean, this is something that everybody knows that Greg Roman is limited. He probably shouldn't be in that position. And Harbaugh's just letting it ride. So, that wedge has been growing. And, yes, money can solve a lot of issues. Winning can solve a lot of issues. But you didn't want to pay him, and you're not winning like you should be winning right now. So, he's going to be a little bit more vocal about that. He's frustrated. I'd be frustrated, too.
Yeah, for me, I just think that, a lot of people don't realize Lamar wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's in his DNA. He wants to win a Super Bowl. And I don't think that he feels that the team really believes in him because, I mean, look at it. He said, listen, I'm tired of running. I want to pass the ball. I don't want to run. That's not my first option. And they keep running the ball. They don't give him any weapons. They don't put anything on the offensive side to help him out. The offensive line is atrocious. Yes, they went and drafted 2 first-round wide receivers. But after 2019, when I showed you I'm a passer, when I showed you I can lead the league in touchdowns on the fewest passes, that's when you were supposed to put people around me to help me up my game. And you haven't. You've taken away from me. You expect me to do more than you insult me with this low ball contract. Right. And especially for Harbaugh, like Rodney said, you got to see this man every day. I saved your job. You were about to get fired. I came in and saved your job. Now you're siding with them on the, oh, well, I've only thrown for 100 and so many yards this game and 1 touchdown that game. Give me less. I just think that he's tired of the media. He's tired of everything that's going on. And he doesn't feel like this team actually has his back going forward. So it's just, look, I'm just doing my job, do what I'm supposed to do, not make any waves, and just keep it pushing.
Mike, I got a question for you. Because Hendo just said, well, I know, it's a fact that Lamar led the league in passing. And was it 19 or 20?
19.
What receivers were on that team?
What, Willie Snead,
Seth Roberts,
Hollywood
Boykin,
Chris Moore, maybe.
Boykin.
Yes,
he led the league in passing with Best Buy workers.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
So they basically want him to do it again.
Yeah, they want to do it all the time. I mean,
but with less.
Yeah,
even less.
You know what it's like. This is like on your job, right? I'm sure we all go through this, right? If you go to work tomorrow and they say, man, we 5 people short, and you say, all right, I got it, and you show that you can handle the job of 5 people, they gonna count on that all the time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he showed that, but he showed that he can make chicken out of chicken, you know what, with that group. that year.
And they expect him to do it now.
And they continue to expect him to do it, you know. And I think the offense, even though that was his group, the offense was just better as a whole in other places. That O line was tight, the backfield was tight. I mean, he reincarnated Mark Ingram. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it made up for when they was lacking in other places. But I mean, I agree with Zay. I agree with all of y'all. I think that disconnect been starting. I think as Lamar grows as a player, right? He wants to be able to, you know, take the handcuffs off me, so to speak. Let me do and let me do what I gotta do. I think he does feel like he's held back. I do think also what plays a part in all of this, right, is that there's no buffer in the negotiations, right? So they telling you no to your face. They telling you you're not worth this to your face. And as y'all said, John Harbaugh is on that side. So I gotta look at you every day.
Yep.
And you one of the people that I'm assuming that's on that team that don't want to, on that side that doesn't want to pay me. So that lack of a buffer, and I'm not saying that he should have an agent. This is just what you risk when you go into it without an agent. Is that we mentioned this before on the show. That agent is there to be like, oh man, they saying they really love you, you know, but we just got to work on some other things. but he's lying. He's not telling them what they really
Full
saying.
story, right.
So, you know, that's only gonna fester. That's only gonna fester, and they not winning, and it's up and down. So it's just gonna continue to fester until, you know, either they pay him or, like Zay said, you win, you might can hide some of it then, but. He's feeling. I think he knows, and he feels like he's the least supported top 10 quarterback in this league. He knows.
You could have left out top 10. He is the least supported quarterback in the league.
Period. You're right.
Taylor Heineke got more weapons than him.
True.
And to Mike's point, you know, like when they're criticizing him, trying to bring down his value, right? Well, you only throw for barely over 3,000 yards. You know, you're not as efficient as you were in 2019, blah, 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 whatever it is. You got to sit there and look at EDC. There's 5 of us up here. All 5 of us, I think, except for Mike, he gave EDC an F for doing his job. But you're going to criticize me?
Right.
And tell me why I'm not worth the money? No.
Well, that's you know, it's a two-way street, right? Because yes, people always talk about, oh well, you know, it's hard to tell a player to his face, you know, what he's doing wrong. But that player can also say, hey, look, you didn't do a good job on your end. Your coaching staff, I mean, Harbaugh, look, at the very least, we're sitting here thinking now Harbaugh might be on the other side of the negotiation table. But even if that's not the case, you're keeping your boy around. When we all say we have a problem with them, you're deciding to keep him employed. So you're choosing your friend over the team. So that's coming up in negotiations, right? Like you're not putting the best coaching staff together. EDC, you're damn sure not putting the best weapons around me. We all know it, right?
We damn near threw a party because Patrick Queen had a good game in his 3rd year.
Right.
Could have been T. Higgins.
Why do you need to save your money if you're not spending it on anybody? Why are you trying to shortchange me? You're not giving it to anybody else. Give me the money.
And to add to that, the G-Rose situation, like Hollywood, that's his boy, right? Mm-hmm. Hollywood had a known problem with G-Rose, right? So to think that Lamar ain't feeling some of that, that's his homeboy. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? If y'all have an issue with somebody, I'm gonna have an issue too. You know what I'm saying? It's just we talking the same thing, especially if we working together.
Right.
Right. So to think that Lamar that Lamar ain't feeling that way, that's just how well and how humble the guy is that he can keep this stuff together. But really, if he was anywhere else, or if he was any other quarterback, if he was A-Rod, or he was Tom Brady, or any of these other dudes, they are going to let it fly. And he can't do that. Somebody said that in there, I think it was one session, or somebody said it in here, that if he acts like that, the media is going to kill him. So,
act like Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. If he act like any of them, and you know, so it's just, but that's what would have happened if it was A-Rod here or any of those guys. So he ain't feeling G-Ro. It's just, it's been that way. Ever since Hollywood stopped feeling him, that's when he wasn't feeling them either.
Yeah. And the fact that he got traded, even though I think he knew Hollywood had asked, that I don't think he thought they were going to actually pull the trigger without
right,
a real replacement or a plan of replacement
Mm-hmm.
there. That's kind of sucks.
But EDC said he had a plan. He said he had a plan for wide receiver all offseason.
He did. Makai Pope,
Dude,
Jamal Bridges,
Devin Duvernay.
Did they?
Devin Williams.
Let's the latest lie told by that front office group. Did Harbaugh not say my guy was going to have a bigger role in this game?
Proche.
Yes,
He did lie. Harbaugh's a liar. He's a professional liar.
Professional.
That's what I tell y'all every week on our show. That's what gets that man out of bed in the morning. And he knows he can look somebody in the eye today and tell them a lie and have them believe it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He don't even blink. He just
Right.
yeah.
So what I do here is it's a bunch of more questions, but we're at the time that we kind of allocate for it. So I'm going to take it upon myself tomorrow to answer all the questions that's under the tweet I put out yesterday, because I don't want to feel like I wasted you guys' time by actually putting a tweet out there. Even though some of you probably not here watching right now, I'm gonna make a video and try to answer these questions tomorrow for you. And so you ain't waste your time and I ain't waste my time. So it's a little give and take here. But I appreciate everybody for coming through. Before we get out of here, again, there's a pinned comment up there. What number we at? What number subscribers?
85. We need 15 away.
We need 15 people to click the pinned comment and go over to Open Mic with OTR Mike and subscribe. Trying to get to 100. We need 15 people to go do that. 15.
And thank you to everybody in the chat who subscribed. We started out, I mean, it's doubled since we've been
here. Dre Mason, you ain't doing nothing in Hawaii. Go click that pinned comment and go subscribe to Open Mic with OTR Mike.
And check out the episodes. There's some good content there.
The truth, you always in here, cutting up. Go subscribe. Will, you my guy, go subscribe. I'm calling y'all out. Brandon, I think Brandon already subscribed. Let me find somebody else to call out. Agent E, go subscribe. Putting y'all on blast today.
Tops drop.
Tops drop 1. Go subscribe.
I really want Chin Wu to subscribe. I think
Chin
he'll
Wu,
like what I got.
Go subscribe. You've been called out, Chin Wu. Go subscribe. But again, that's Open Mic. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Open Mic with On the Record Mic.
With yep.
Yeah, that's what the
Okay.
It's off the record. My bad. I'm gonna get it right for the day over with. I'm still calling some kids the wrong name. I just call them Johnson.
If there are any fathers,
Oh,
in the chat, okay, check out that first episode. It is a good conversation he's having about father's role in childbirth. When they're significant others in the hospital, how are they treated? Are they treated fairly? Are they kind of just left unseen, unacknowledged? So great conversation. Y'all definitely need to check that out. He's got 2 other episodes on there too that are really good episodes. So
and y'all hear Mike in here every week. You hear his takes on the Ravens. He's a smart guy. He puts a lot of thought into his takes, but that's on every topic. You hit subscribe, you're gonna be blown away by the range of OTR Mike. And I know Suge was in here before. Ask Suge who the best host on YouTube is.
There you go.
No offense, Coach.
His favorite.
Oh, good. I won't be offended at all. Take the Suge tip $3. Who appreciate you, Suge.
Shout out to Suge.
Yeah, but no, man, I appreciate all of y'all that have subscribed already, man. That's love. Look, I told these guys earlier today that I'd be happy with 7. You know what I'm saying? I'll be good with 7. So 7 views today. I was gonna be happy with. So I'm already surpassed that. There goes Suge. So I appreciate it. Hey, Brandon, hey, Pressure. I don't know, man. Look. You can't be saying that on here like that, man. When people say they see me somewhere, I always say what I have on. If they say you had on a black shirt, I'll say nope, wasn't me. Had an orange one on. But no,
Shaggy out quick.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do.
So we got 2 more. Where we at before we close this thing out?
What's that?
What's the count before we close it out?
91.
94.
Oh, 94.
94.
Okay. 6
94.
away.
So
6 away.
Hey, for everybody that's listening on the podcast tomorrow, go find it on YouTube and click the link. Do that. For those that will be watching this probably in the middle of the night, because for some reason a lot of people watch YouTube at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
They do.
Y'all go and subscribe also, and we should be at. I'm gonna check in. We should be at 100 by noon tomorrow at least.
Man, we should be at 100 before midnight tonight.
We might get it by midnight tonight, but I'm trying to give them a little time. Give them a little time.
Yeah.
But I appreciate everybody that subscribed. I know Mike appreciates it. A lot of people had some hard work to go into that, and so you're gonna get some good content. We got a guy here that probably needs some sleep from working on it, and we're gonna let him get up out here.
He looks tired.
So without further ado, give your outro, Jose and B.
All right. Yes. Right on time. I see Tim Patterson asking where they can find everybody. Yes. Okay. We'll start with us. Me and B do a show called Lunch Break Hot Take. That is Lunch Break Hot Take. You can literally Google that and that will show up everywhere. But that show is every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. We stream live on YouTube. But if you're a Twitch streamer, you can watch it on Twitch. You can watch it on Twitter, also on Facebook. We've been doing some post-game reactions after the games on Sunday as well. So you can check us out live on those days. We're going to start dropping some NBA content here pretty soon as well. So be on the lookout for that. Also, when there's a big UFC event, we cover UFC as well. So there's a little bit of everything for you guys. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. And if you're into boxing, we do a show with Mr. OTR Mike called Ring Kings Podcast. Ring Kings Podcast. We put a new episode out every Monday at noon. So be sure to check that out.
And I just put the link to their channel in the comment section. Hendo?
Yes, you can find me on YouTube at Ravens Online on Gatekeeper. I do a Ravens preview every Thursday. I do a live stream at 7 p.m. every Sunday or after the game, however it should be. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at our Gatekeepers. And if you want some merch like this right here, like this Jamar Laxon, just hop on the channel. You can buy some of that merch.
Mike?
Yeah, man, look, y'all already been showing love already, but I am Mike from Open Mic with OTR Mike. Yeah, that's the name of the show. Listen, it is this show where the mic is always open for any discussion, no matter who it is, where it is, or what it is. That's what you're going to get over there. I am 1/3 of Ring Kings Podcast, as Jose already said. If you're into boxing, that's where you want to be, because we got a little bit of everything, and we got something for the casual fan. The people that really that like to watch, they like to go to the fight party but don't really know what's going on. We help you with that as well. So go check that out. And look, again, thank you guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Support all of these guys up here, man. This is something that kind of came out of the dark. We just threw it together, and look how it's working, man. Y'all love it. Y'all tune in every week, and we giving y'all some good stuff. So support everybody on this screen. I appreciate you.
And we're not gonna leave out Chris. Chris is down under the weather today. He's 1/3 of the Deep Cover Podcast. I just put that link in the comment section. So I put everybody's link in the comment section. You got Lunch Break Hot Take, you got Mike's, and you got Hendo's, and you got the Deep Cover Podcast. He's 1/3 of that with Michael Crawford and Kerry. I forget Kerry's last name, Stevenson maybe. But those are the 6 guys that run this. Make sure you if you're not subscribed to all 6, please do so, because you got high quality Ravens content on the regular and Panthers content too. I'd be remiss to leave that out too. Don't want to make you feel left out, B. Because I appreciate all your Ravens takes.
But I do want to say we are now 2 away on Open Mic. 2.
I know we got 2 people in here right now.
2 people that ain't subscribed. Let's hit 2. Let's hit 100 before we get up out of here.
Right.
Somebody, we ain't gonna close it out till we hit 100.
It takes 2 seconds.
2 people. Seconds. We need 2 people to go over there and click the pinned comment.
If you got to get up and tap a loved one, say loved one, hey, do you love me? You do? Well, do me a favor and subscribe to my boy OTR Mike's YouTube channel. It is Open Mic with OTR Mike. Just tell him to do that real quick. Just shout it out. You don't even have to get up.
It's the pinned comment. Just click the comment at the top. That's it. All we need is 2. All we need is 2. Now, tops drop. Well, we can't I normally do a live stream during the game, but we can't like stream the game because we'll be blocked. So we'll like I'd be on it and I'm watching the game while you watching it, but nobody can straight up stream the game Thursday because you get copyright strike instantaneously.
Top drop,
no,
bruh. Good people, man.
Right,
Great good people, man.
Oh no, no, he good people.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
good people.
He's part of the family.
Why would you ever unsub? Not even engraving. Why would you ever unsub to anybody?
Yeah, don't unsub to nobody.
Just don't watch it.
Unless they personally come sock you in the eye. Don't unsub.
Way too much effort to unsub from somebody. Don't do that.
All right, we hit it. We
got it.
I want to mention one more thing too. Look, this goes out as an audio podcast too. For all you audio listeners, go and support. If anybody hasn't subscribed to the channel here, if you're in here not subscribing because people do that, hit the subscribe button real quick. It's right there in front of you. All right. So
takes 2 seconds.
Now listen,
appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much.
I just want to say I thank y'all for helping him reach that goal, but don't stop there. Watch the content. Check it out. Because listen, Suge say Mike is one of his favorites. Mike's my favorite too. Mike got that smooth voice, but he's very knowledgeable. Like when I heard Mike speak on one topic on his old podcast, I was like, this brother is dope.
Appreciate it.
We're thanking you now for helping us reach that goal. But after you listen to it, you're gonna be thanking him.
Yep, you're gonna be like, listen, I thought his football takes was dope. This man has life tips just on every subject, and I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And I just want to thank y'all for helping my brother out.
Yep, we're gonna keep it growing. We're gonna keep pushing it. We're gonna keep pushing everybody's stuff every week, and we're gonna all grow together.
Absolutely,
all grow together. So that's it for this week's Ravens Roundtable. Again, we play Thursday night. So we'll be back Monday. We're not gonna change the time. We'll be back Monday. We just have a few more days to marinate on it. Hopefully it's a good marinade.
yeah.
Hopefully it's a good marinade. But this game scares me because of how bad Tampa played. And we ain't playing the greatest either. But it scares me. But we'll talk about that another time. So again, appreciate you guys for coming through. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us. We'll see y'all next Monday for week 8 of the Ravens Roundtable. And we got a bye week after that, don't we? No. The next game, I'll be at the next game versus the Saints. We play Thursday night, then we don't play again until the next Monday night.
Right.
So that'll be my first, hopefully the first time I get to see Lamar. I'm 0 for 2 going to games and Lamar playing.
Wow.
So hopefully it'll be my first. And then right after Thanksgiving, I'm going to Jacksonville too. So I got 2. I refuse to make the trip up north this year after being snowed in. I got snowed in, and that was terrifying to me. I'm like going above the Mason-Dixon line.
Gotta do it. Well, we below the Mason-Dixon line, so
yeah, I still got snowed in. They shut down I-95. I'm gonna end this. Over there.